Today I'll be doing another review, and this time it's going to be Stardust Racers. This is the last roller coaster I have ridden, and it is a coaster I think very highly of, and is a very good roller coaster. But I'm going to be doing a deeper dive when it comes to the off-ride experience of like the line, theming, and that type of stuff, and also the on-ride when it comes to every single element and how they all perfectly combine to create a very good roller coaster. But enough of that quick intro and that yap, let's just begin the video. First, let's start with the queue line and theming, which for a Universal ride really isn't that good. The ride itself looks pretty good, being close to the front of the park and having a nice station building and just being an overall nice atmosphere, but there really isn't any like great theming or anything like that. The entrance of the line is also pretty nice, being indoors and has some shade, which is very helpful on those hot Orlando days. Then you just walk straight for a while and hit the outdoor section, which is where you're going to be spending most of your time at. This section is where you're going to be spending the first half of your wait, and it's just some switchbacks, but in like a circle shape. It's kind of weird. It's not just the usual down and back. But again, there's no real theming here. It's just like shade and like some stars, I guess. It looks fine. But again, there's no main theme. But it is cool that the coaster is on all sides of you, which is a positive. After that, you get into the main building, in which you will be putting your stuff into some lockers. These are the lockers that are just like on Velocicoaster and Hulk. They're free, super easy, and super nice. But again, like those lockers are kind of tight. You can put your phone, wallet, basic stuff in there. But anything like bigger than like a fanny pack, it definitely will not fit. You go up some stairs, hit the metal detectors, which you basically see on all Universal roller coasters, and hit the final portion of the line. It's just two different split lines depending on which side of the coaster you want to ride on, and just a very long, straight waiting section. The place is nice, being all indoors and all in the station building, which is pretty cool because the coasters are on both sides of you. It's where like the final ending track is, and it's pretty cool, but it is kind of boring just being one super long line. But like I said earlier, there's really no theming whatsoever. It's just a normal station building. There's no theming like Velocicoaster, or you see nothing even close to Hagrid's at that point. I wouldn't even say it's even close to Hulk. It's really bland when you really think about it. But once you finally actually do get to the train, you sit down and start your ride on Stardust Racers. First, you take a small turn and hit the first launch, which is good, I guess. I wouldn't say it's amazing since it is a mock launch, but it does get you up to speed and has a little kick to it. Some say it's a really good launch and miles better than the other mock launches, but I wouldn't say that. It's just okay. Then you hit the top hat, which is a top 2 moment of the ride for me. It's so incredibly good. You hit the top and you were just ejected from your seat and has some RMC level airtime and is so strong. Then on the way down, you also get launched out of your seat again, which is amazing in the back, by the way, and is another great moment of air. After that, you hit this weird turnaround type element, which is just all right. It's honestly filler if you really think about it. In the front, you do get some nice airtime, but everywhere else on the train, you really get close to nothing. You go through this element just so slow, which is very ironic because the rest of the ride is super fast paced. This is the only moment of the ride that's like super slow. You do have a chance of getting some good airtime closer to the front. In the back, you don't really get anything. It's not the worst turnaround ever, but it's not really fun either. From this turnaround, you go into 2 standard airtime hills, which have more of that great airtime, which is the main focus of the ride, and it's amazing. These are also super cool because they have this like alternate thing where you go over the train on one, and then you go under the train on the other, and I just love these super cool interactions between the 2 sides. It makes the ride so much better, to be honest. You then go into more hills, but the 2 sides are split up, and the hills are on each side of the station building. Both these sections are super similar, even though not the same, but still super similar. One side has a standard hill and a double up, and the other side just has like smaller normal hills. It doesn't really matter. They both have great ejector airtime on both sides, and they're both practically the same thing. After that, you go into a wide turn slash helix that doesn't really have any forces, but you do pass by the other train, which is cool. But it really is just for like the off-ride. It's not really anything cool on-ride, if I had to say. It's good for photos and stuff like that, but there's no forces to really be mentioned here, and it's kind of just another filler element. After the helix, you go into the second launch, which again is slightly more powerful than a normal mock launch. I would say that the first one is better than this one, and some say it's a good launch, but again, it's just a mock launch. It's just all right. Nothing special. It gets the job done, but it is cool because depending if one side is going slower or not, it will speed it up an extra boost, which should basically be mandatory for all dueling coasters going forward. But you fly into the one inversion of the ride after the launch, the Celestial Roll. This is such an amazing inversion and is peak interaction when it comes to inversions. On the left side, you roll over the right side on the way up like a normal 0G roll, you stall out at the top, and then fall down like a normal hill. Then onto the other side, you rise up like a normal hill, see the other train rolling around you on top of you, and then fall down into a 0G roll over the left side. Amazing element, and it is so elite. You get good floaty feeling, and it's so cool looking up or down and seeing the other train. You then follow that up with a standard turn, which is just okay in my opinion. All it does is turn the train to the right. It doesn't have really much else to do. It has no force. It's just kind of filler. But after that, you follow it up with a twisted hill, which is very much not filler and is so fun. You get absolutely snapped through this thing. It has insane whip and is probably the strongest moment of laterals on this ride. At the same time, you also get some ejector airtime, and that combo of laterals and ejector airtime is super enjoyable and very, very great. Then to finish the ride, you hit a quick overbank and a little outer bank slash high five element. Not the craziest outer bank ever, but it is still there, and again, that interaction with both tracks, creating the mini high five moment is still super cool. But after that, you rise into the breaker on, get some more airtime, and that finishes your ride on Stardust Racers. Overall, I love Stardust Racers a lot. This thing was already hyped up so much, being one of the most anticipated rides of 2025, and it lived up to the hype, which is so impressive. The airtime is so strong, being on like Twisted Timbers level of strong on like the scale, and there's just so much of it here. This thing is elite, having insane airtime moments. It may only have one inversion, but it's a very impressive one, and it is also a long experience. All of this combines to create a coaster that is easily in my top 10, and I rate it an amazing 9 out of 10, which is the 6th best coaster I have ridden, being in front of Diamondback and just behind Twisted Timbers. Thanks for watching. If you rode Stardust Racers, tell me what you thought of the ride, but other than that, have a good day.